Yeah, amigo.
Um, yeah, you might want to wait till you start to actually record.
Okay.
Um,
All right. So the topic I'm talking about today is going to be about if the U.S. should replace the prison system. So for my title, I had put a corrupt prison system, and then my introduction is every year there are more than 650,000 ex-offenders who are released from prison. Two-thirds of those ex-offenders will likely be arrested again within the next 3 years after they are released. As we see, prison officers treat inmates very inhumane, and society makes it harder for ex-offenders to re-enter the real world. This is why the cycle of the prison system never ends and it keeps repeating. Today, I want to talk about the problems the prison system has caused and offer a better alternative for rehabilitation in a rehab center of offenses that don't treat offenders as animals. Let's look at the main issues with the prison system. And for main point number one, I had put prison systems has failed inmates and created more problems. And then I'm gonna go into detail and just kind of talk about how inmates suffer abuse and negligence. And then for my source, I had put legalexaminer.com, and I put they investigated 7,000 inmates in 12 state prison, and 21% of those holds happened by prison staffs. And the types of abuse are physical and sexual abuse, lack of access to medical treatment and care, food deprivation, solitary confinement, unsanitary conditions. And for my second main point, I had to put prisons are keeping inmates away from society. Inmates are having problems staying out of prison systems. And then I had another source. This one's about a case on the his last name was Mendoza. So it's like the Mendoza case. And he had to say there are a lot of restrictions that will get you sent back. Technical violations while on parole, like being late to work or missing work. And then I'm still not done with my second point, but I'm gonna get more onto detail and just how like little petty things like that could get you thrown back, just for being late or missing court or for whatever reason. They set you out there without no help, no support, and they expect you to be there. And then I had put a quote that I really liked that I was reading off an article, and it was by Angela Davis, and that quote was, "Prisons don't disappear social problems, they disappear people." And then I'm gonna talk about how that quote is actually a pretty good quote because I feel like the main problem has to come from within the community. I feel like instead of spending so much money on prison systems, they should contribute some of that money and try to fix the problem within that community. Because the majority of the crimes that are happening are just like robberies, just stuff like that, simple crimes that could be avoided if those communities had a little bit of help. And then for my transition, uh, we have seen how bad the prison system sets inmates up for failure. The solution for this can be rehabilitation centers built for rehab, not prisons that are built to punish. And then I have put rehab centers won't be built on punishments, but yet be built in actually fixing the problem that got them there and help them learn how to live within the society. Rehab centers can address trauma, addiction, and mental health that led them to that in the first place. Teach them new skills, vocational skills, emotional and communication skills. And then only like I'm gonna talk about how only one alternative is being used within the prison system, and that is just basically not setting them up for success. Because supposedly prison systems are for people to like get that rehab, but you're in there with a bunch of inmates, and what goes on in there is like you're getting treated like animals. You're basically getting set up for failure. And then even though we might temporarily take away the rights, we don't have to subject them to cruel or unusual punishments. We need to give them proper resources and tools to actually bring them back into society. Offer proper structure and resume building, use of technology, and even on the job training as trainees in companies that actually pay you. And then for my conclusion, I had to put we have seen the way prison systems have failed convicts and how they keep them from succeeding in society. These inmates need a better system for success and that rehab centers that help them succeed. We don't need to build a system of punishments, rather, we need to focus on fixing the problem that got them there. Let's give convicts a second chance to succeed in the society, not put them away and punish them with the abuse of power. That's what I got so far, but I'm still working on it. It's still a little bit rough too.
Uh, so I timed you just so you'd have an idea.
Oh,
You're 5 minutes. So
okay. Yeah, I still need to rehearse it a little bit more and try to like not read off of my things so I could just quit, you know?
I figure you probably want to know just how
Oh yeah,
much.
that's great. That's actually great information. Thank you.
How long do we have to talk for?
I think it's 8, right?
8 minutes.
8 to 12 or something like that.
Yeah, he
No,
has said 8 through 12, something like that.
yeah.